Hello, this is an audio spectrum tutorial. It's usually what I put for my illustration that I post sometime on YouTube where it has like sound waves and music waves. So I'm just doing this tutorial for fun. So here is the composition I usually do. HDTV 1080. It's better to have a set composition because I used to do custom composition and my image are large, so it's not very good for the computer and it might take a little slower. So I do this size now, and yeah. So I gotta to give you a warning beforehand that you won't hear the song that I put in it. I don't know how to record in sound computer while recording this, so hopefully you don't mind. So if you want to check your composition, go to composition setting, and here's all the info that I have right now. So you can change the time and sequence underneath the time code if you want the video to be longer, but I just gonna stick with a minute or so. So here's all the information and the pixels. And of course, the first step is dragging your file inside the composition. So as you can see, my file is a little large, so all I do is just scale it down to the frame size. So here is mostly me adjusting how I want it to be in the composition. So I'm gonna probably speed this part up. So basically right now it's all aesthetic. So I gotta frame it where I like it, and I gotta put some words in it and some little minor animation. So the animation I probably gonna do beginning is probably that the animation I put a tutorial for how to do a novel mockup. So it's basically how to the words faded in one by one. That's all I'm doing so far. It's pretty easy, but yeah. So for the words I faded, I write the word obviously, and then I go to the arrow, and I click on animate and character offset. And I go to add, and when I go to add, I go to opacity. But yeah, so right now, so you want the opacity to go to 0, so you can make the character flow like it comes in. Yeah, that's how it comes in. So you put the opacity to 0, and then you time frame the range selector. I mean, I do a more in-depth tutorial in the visual novel mockup because I use that a lot in there. But yeah, that's pretty much how it is in what I do right now. Yeah, so it's just a rough explanation, but yeah, hopefully guys can see it. I don't know how people do the zoom in where you can zoom in the mouse where I click or stuff. So sorry if it's too hard to see, but yeah, overall just go to character offset, and then go to add opacity, and then there's an arrow on the range selector. Click on it and put start, and you time frame the start. And basically, you just play around with it. You don't need to do what I do. So the cool things about After Effects that you can play around lots of stuff and see how it goes. So here I struggle for a bit. I forgot how to add a line in there, and basically I put a rectangle in for some reason. It's weird, but so basically to add a line for aesthetics, you use a pen tool. So the pen tool is somewhere on top of the text tool and everything. So you use the pen tool, and you just click on one point to another, and that creates a line. So to animate a line coming in, like slowly goes in, you um, go to the basically the line layer, and then you go to animate, or you right click it and you go to trim path, and that's how you do it in a more simplified version. So yeah, so the Golden Hour is not the name of the song. It's the title of the illustration I did, and I am addicted to Genshin Impact. So yeah, I gotta probably draw a lot of fan art about it right now. Of course, I draw. Actually, I draw original art and fan art, but I don't know. I've been drawing a lot of fan art recently. But yeah, so this is just simple animation to make it more pleasing, and I like this. I like to use After Effects because it makes the animation more animating like words and shape is more simpler. And I mean, you still have to check out tutorial how to do it, but it's easier. It's more faster than doing frame by frame by Photoshop. So here's the I'm doing right now is just um, doing the title. Yeah. So the title of the song is The Realm Within, and it's a Genshin Impact original soundtrack. Usually I want to add lo-fi, but right now I don't feel like any lo-fi that is connected to my piece. So we gotta fast forward a little bit. It's just me adjusting stuff. So basically, where the next step is to drag the music in. You could basically drag all your files you needed before, but I forget. So that's why I'm dragging in right now. So basically, you drag the music in and you adjust which part of the music you want to play. Um, I like a certain part of the music, so I don't usually put the whole song in. But yeah, so here's the fun part, the audio spectrum. So when you usually generate an effect on another layer, you go to the layer area, you right click it, and you go to new and solid. And that solid layer is like a new layer where you can put your audio spectrum effect on top of it. You don't want it to put top on your other layer. So yeah, so usually I go to effect, and as you see the audio spectrum on top because I recently used it. But right now, I couldn't find it in the menu, but which is why I'm struggling to look at it right now. But I did find it eventually. It's at generate, and it goes to you go to effect, you go to generate, and you see audio spectrum, and you click on that one. So yeah, in this I finally found it in this video, which is in generate and audio, audio spectrum, and then the solid black layer will turn to little tiny dots, and that is the waves or the frequency that you want. So you go here and you go to I think audio level, and you see these two air option arrows, and you want to go to the first one and you want to put your song in it, which is the name of the song with MP3. So yeah, that's pretty much for now, and now it's linked to your song. So here I'm just playing around with it. I shrink it and I put it where the over the title. So you could basically play around with this where you put like the high, which one you want your band to be the highest frequency. Um, there's a thickness, how thick you want your band, and how many band do you want in there. So basically, right now I'm just playing around, and there's like color option. As you can see, the purple and red, you can change the colors, and there's a hue manipulation, I think, where you can make it flow, the color flow more easier. So there's a lot of options you could do with these settings, and it's fun just to play around with it. But yeah. So there's the display source. So display, there's a digital, there's lines, and there's dots. So the lines look like frequency wave sound wave. The digital is the common one where it's just like rectangle goes up and down, up and down. And the analog dots is very unique. The dots move in the tone of the music. So yeah, I gotta choose the analog dots because I haven't added in before. I think I added the sound frequency and the digital one already, but I haven't added the dots yet. So I'm gonna put that in instead. I mean, it's more simpler. Simpler always the better, especially how much I put in the background. So yeah. Oh, so I forgot to explain about the display source. So the display source is basically how you want your audio spectrum look like. There's many tutorial out there where you can make it the audio spectrum look very unique and cool. There's one where it makes multiple rectangles. So I don't know how to do those yet. So it's better to watch those tutorial. But here's just the simplified version where I'm just adding it for fun. So I basically am right now I'm just adjusting, making it look better and how it fits into the image. So basically, I'm just going to speed things up and I'm done with the audio spectrum. Now I'm doing the particles effect. So the particle effect, you have to do the same thing with the audio spectrum. You need to add another solid layer. So you right click, new and solid layer, and that's where you add the particles. So you go to the effect on the side, which is effect and preset, and you just click on, you type on particles right there where the arrow is at the right side. So there's your particle, and you have to basically manipulate it. So you manipulate by birth rate. So birth rate is how much particles you can have, and yeah, it's pretty difficult, but there is a lot of tutorials to about making unique particles, so you could check on it. But right now, I'm just showing you how to basically add it in. So that's how you add it in. Pretty simple. And there's like option of how this to manipulate these particles, and the gravity is how heavy you want the particles to be, and there's death rate, there's birth rate, where how fast the particle die and how fast the particle will increase. And there's opacity, and then you could change the color and what those particles look like. So you can see right now I'm just playing around with it. So yeah, I try to change the, basically I want it to be settled. I don't want, this is too much, right? It's gonna be weird. So I try to make the particle just like a background. Maybe it's very gradual, very light. So I have a difficult time right now to right now in this video. I have a very difficult time to make it very light because sometimes I see it flows kind of fast. So it's a lot of playing. So yeah, so sorry for my confusing tutorial. I realized this is a lot of stuff to put in one video. It's like particle tutorial and word tutorial and audio spectrum tutorial in just one video. But I'm pretty not an expert with obviously I'm not expert at After Effects, but I'm just showing how I usually do my stuff. So I probably want to try doing more of a illustration tutorial, maybe portrait, how I do my backgrounds and stuff. I mean, it's pretty easier because I've been drawing. After Effects is more like I'm doing in the side, but hopefully I better at explaining when I'm doing some art tutorials. But yeah, I'm planning to do some art tutorials in the future, and I still haven't done the sticker reveal review video. So I've been busy a lot lately, so hopefully I get around to do what I really want. So pretty much that's pretty much it. I probably sorry about this rough and bad explanation, but hopefully it helps you. Thank you.